Hi guys, welcome back to ladensercrotchets. If you're new to the channel, you're welcome. Kindly subscribe and join the family. In this tutorial, we're making this top. It is a distressed top and the pattern is freestyle. Each one of us is going to end up with something completely different from the other person. The top is a bit off-shouldered, like you can wear it with one shoulder down, and it's a very simple pattern. You'll be done in a few hours. So let's get into the tutorial. I'll be using a medium weight yarn, a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. You can actually use whatever size you want. It doesn't matter for this project. Then you're going to need a darning needle, a pair of scissors, and a measuring tape. We're going to work 2 panels of the same length and the same width. So this is my first, and this is the other panel. Now the only thing identical about these panels are the number of stitches that I worked with and the length. The pattern is completely different for the 2 panels because you're going to work these randomly. Like there's no particular pattern that you're going to follow for these. So I'm going to quickly show you how to create one of the panels, then I'll let you create the 2 panels, and then I'll show you how to connect the 2 to get the top. Grab your yarn and the hook, then start with a slip knot. And I'm going to begin with a chain of 64, which is half of my bust measurement. So these are 64 chains. I'm going to measure this. And when I do, without stretching, it's getting me to around 19 inches. My bust is 36, but then I don't want my top too tight. So if you want a fitting top, then you're going to chain until you get the exact half of your bust. Now, to begin the first row, I'm going to hold the last chain, then chain 2 more. The chain 2 is going to act as our first double crochet. Then I'll yarn over, insert my hook into the chain that I'm holding, yarn over, pull a loop, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 to complete a double crochet. So those are 2 double crochets. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain and place a double crochet there for a total of 3. Then work a 4th double crochet, then work a 5th double crochet. You can do 6, you can do 8, it's all up to you. Then I'm going to chain 5, then yarn over, skip 5 stitches, 1 2 3 4 and 5, then into the 6th, place a double crochet, place a double crochet into the next stitch, a double crochet into the stitch that follows, and I'm going to do a total of 5. Then chain 5, yarn over, skip 5 chains, work into the 6th, place a double crochet, then place 4 more double crochets into the next 4 chains for a total of 5 double crochets. So the chaining and the double crochets do not have to be consistent. You can do 5 double crochets, 4 chains, but just make sure that when you chain 4, you're skipping 4. When you chain 5, you skip 5. When you chain 6, skip 6. So next I'm going to chain 4, then yarn over and skip 4 stitches, 1 2 3 4, into the 5th, work a double crochet, for this part I've worked 7 double crochets into each of the chain. Now I'll chain 4 again, or 5 or 6. I'll chain 6 now. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Then yarn over, skip 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6, then 7. Into the 7th, place a double crochet. I'll work a total of 3 double crochets. Then you can chain 7 4 5. I'll chain 5. Then yarn over and skip 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Into the 6th, I'll place a double crochet. Then place 4 more double crochets to get 5. Then I'm going to chain 4. And because I have a few chains remaining, all the other chains I'll place double crochets into them after skipping. 1 2 3 4. Then into the 5th, place a double crochet, then place 1 double crochet into all the chains till I get to the end of the row. So however you chain, however number of chains you're going to do and the number of double crochets you do are random numbers. It's all up to you depending on the pattern that you want to achieve. The pattern does not have to look like mine. Like I mentioned, this is random. It is a distressed top. You can work as many double crochets and as many chains as you want. Just ensure that you're not changing the number of stitches that you've started with. Now to begin the next row, we're going to chain 2, which is our first double crochet, then turn to begin row 2. We begin in the 2nd stitch with a double crochet. So I'll place a double crochet into the next stitch. 2 3 4. Then I'll not work into the other 2 double crochets. So previously I had chained 1 2 3 4. So I'm going to add 5 and 6 so that I can skip over to this point. When you're chaining, make sure that you're chaining loosely. So now I'm going to chain 6. And then I'm going to yarn over and skip the 6 stitches. So this is 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Work right here with a double crochet. And I'm going to work 1 double crochet, then the next double crochet in the next stitch. Then another double crochet, then a 5th one, a 4th, that is 4. You can stop there or you can continue, do 5. Then you can also do another one on the chain. Into the chain that follows, I'll do a 5th one. Then I want to skip over to the middle stitch right here. So I'll count 1 2 3 4 5. So I'm going to chain 5, and that will take me to the middle stitch, and I'm going to do a double crochet right there. Then I'll do a double crochet on top of the previous double crochet. I do a double crochet into the next chain, then into the chain that follows. This is random, remember, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. I'll do another one into the next one. Then now I'll want to skip over. Then I'm going to count 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So I'll work into the 4th double crochet after chaining 6. So I'll chain 1 2 3 4 5 6. So then I'm counting the 6 stitches, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Then work right here with a double crochet. Then I'll place another double crochet, another one, I'll stop there and chain 5. 1 2 3 4 5, then yarn over, skip 5 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll work into the 6th, a double crochet, then double crochet next, double crochet into the next stitch, into the stitch that follows. I'll work into the chains, a double crochet into this first chain, a double crochet into the chain that follows. Then I'm going to chain 4 or 5 or 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll chain 6. Then yarn over. We're going to skip 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we work right here, a double crochet, double crochet next into the chain that follows. You can work into the next chain. The next I'm going to chain 4, then yarn over, skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, into the 5th, double crochet. Then I'll do a double crochet to the end. Make sure you work into the chain 2. Don't miss the chain 2 stitch at the end. So this is not our last stitch. Our last stitch is on the chain 2 right here. And that's the second row done. Chain 2 and turn to begin row 3. The chain 2 is our first double crochet, so we're not going to place a double crochet in the first stitch. You're going to yarn over and work a double crochet into the second stitch. Then I'll work another double crochet, another double crochet next. Then I'll work another double crochet into the chain that follows right here. Then I'll work another double crochet into the next chain, and then I'll chain 5, then yarn over and skip 5 stitches from right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then work into the 6th. So I'm going to work 1 double crochet, then into the chain 2, then 3 and 4. Then I'll chain and chain 3, skip 3 stitches, so yarn over, skip 1, 2, 3, work into this stitch, a double crochet, then you can work 2 double crochets. Remember, this is random. You don't have to work exactly like I am. So I'll work a total of 4 double crochets, then I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then yarn over, skip 1, 2, 3, 4, then work into the 5th. I'll work a double crochet into the next chain, into the chain that follows, on top of the previous double crochet, on top of the next double crochet, then the next one. This is what I'll have. Then I'm going to chain 4, or I'll chain 6, chain 6, then yarn over and skip 6 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to work right here. Chain again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you need to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then work right here. and keep going to the end. You just have to make sure that at the end you have a double crochet. At the end, place your last double crochet on top of the chain 2. And I'm done with 3 rows. Then I'm going to chain 2 and turn to begin row 4. Begin row 4 into the next stitch. Place a double crochet, 1 and 2. Those are 3 double crochets. Then I'm going to chain 5, skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we work into the 6th stitch. So I've done 5 double crochets. I'll chain 6, then skip 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, work into the 7th, and this is what you're going to work. Just do your random rows and until you get the full length of the top that you want to work. I'll meet you once I have the length of my top. This is my first panel, which has a length of 15, and I did a total of 25 rows. So I'm going to work another panel with 25 rows, so that I have 2 panels with a length of 15 inches. If you want your top longer, then you just have to keep going with the number of rows. At the end, I chained one and cut off the yarn. Then this is what I have. Now this is my second panel. This is my second panel without width, which is of the same length, 25 rows. And for the second row, for the second panel, after finishing, I've not cut off the yarn because I'm going to use it to connect the shoulder parts of the top. And then after that, I'll join the sides of the top. So now I'm just going to place my panel side by side and then join the top part, the shoulder parts. So from this last stitch of the second panel, I'm going to chain 1, then I'll turn both of the panels and begin joining from the top. So in the first stitch of the first panel and the first stitch of the other panel, I'll insert my hook and complete a single crochet. So that's 1. Insert my hook into the second stitch and to the second stitch of the other side and do a single crochet. So for a single crochet, you grab a loop to get 2 loops on the hook, then yarn over, pull through the 2, then into the 3rd stitch and the 3rd stitch on the other side. So that's 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So I'll connect for 10 stitches. So that's 10, then chain 1 and cut off the yarn at that point. Then pull through and fasten. So the first shoulder part is joined. I'll go to the other side and join for 10 stitches. So turn over to the other side. Grab the yarn. So get your 2 panels, insert your hook into the first stitch on this side and the first stitch on the other side, which was the chain 2 stitch. Then grab a loop of your yarn through the stitches. Then chain 1, go back into that stitch and do a single crochet. Connect the second stitches, this one on this side and the second one on the other side, and then connect for 10 stitches. So that's my 10 stitch. Then I'll chain 1 and cut off the yarn, pull through, then fasten. I've worked over these 2 ends. I'm going to weave in the rest, and this is what we're going to have. Then next we're going to join the sides, and to join the sides you need to leave out the sleeve part of the top. So what I'll do is I'll get my measuring tape, and you want to measure between 7 to 9 inches for the armhole. So 7, I'll measure 7 in my case. You can measure 7 or 8 or 9 depending on the size of your arm. So measuring 7 on one side, I'll count the number of rows that give me 7. So this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So on the other side, I'll still count 12 rows. Then I'm marking at that 12th. On the 13th row, that's where I'm going to mark to create the armhole of my top, like that. This is the armhole, this is the upper part. Then we're going to begin joining from the bottom part. We are joining in the rows. So grab your yarn, insert your hook into the first row on one side and the first row on the other side, then put your yarn through and grab it through the row, then chain one. You have these two ends that we're going to work over. After chaining one, you're going to go into those two rows while joining them and place 2 single crochets there. Then we're going to go into the next row, this second row and the second row on the other side, and into that row place 2 single crochets. Go into the third row and the third row on the other side and place 2 single crochets. Then into the fourth row and the fourth row on the other side, 2 single crochets. Then the fifth and the fifth on the other side, place 2 single crochets, and this is what we're going to repeat until we get to the stitch marker. So once you get to the stitch marker, you're just going to place your last single crochet, chain one, and cut off the yarn at that point, then pull through and fasten. Remove the stitch marker, and that side is joined. This is what we have. So we're going to move over to the other side and do the same thing. Count the 12 rows like we counted on this side from the top, that is from the shoulder part. So I'm going to count my 12 rows on both sides and then mark, and I'll connect. Then once I'm done with the connection, I'll come back and show you what to do next. Both sides of my top are joined, and this is what we have. So now I'm going to get the darning needle and weave in the ends. So go on weaving all your ends. Then once you weave in, we're going to do an edging. I'll show you where to work that edging before we finish up the top. Once you're done weaving in the ends, you're going to turn your top to the right side. Then we're going to do an edging at the bottom, an edging on the sleeves, and an edging on the shoulder part of the top. For the shoulder part, you're going to get your yarn and the hook. Then from the point of connection, this point where we connected the shoulders, you're going to reconnect the yarn right there. Then chain one, go back into that stitch with a single crochet, then place a single crochet into the next stitch, a single crochet into the stitch that follows, then single crochet next, and we're just going to place one single crochet into every stitch all the way around the neck. So just one single crochet into every stitch, including the chains. So right now I'm back to where I started, and right there I'm going to connect with a slip stitch in the first single crochet, then chain one and cut off the yarn, and then we're going to weave in that end. So the shoulder part of the top is done. We have the edging right there. Now we're going to move to the sleeves. For the sleeves, we begin from this bottom part, the point of connection of the sides. So insert your hook, get your yarn, and put it through, then chain one, and now we're going to work on the rows. So in this very first row of connection, we're just going to place one single crochet, then into the next row place two single crochets, place two single crochets into the row that follows, two single crochets into the next row, then into the next, and we're going to place the two single crochets in the rows all the way around the sleeve part till we get back to where we've reconnected the yarn. Once you get there, you complete your row with a slip stitch. Then we are going to do the same thing on the other sleeve. So two single crochets in every row around the sleeve. Then in the last row of connection, just one single crochet and slip stitch onto the first single crochet, chain one and cut off the yarn, pull through, fasten. The edging on that sleeve is done. We're going to go to the other sleeve and do the same thing. Then after we are done with the second sleeve, we're going to do the bottom part, and the bottom part is done the same way we've done the shoulder part. So at the point of connection, we connect the yarn, then chain 1, go back into that stitch with a single crochet, then place 1 single crochet into all the stitches around the bottom part of the top. So every stitch gets 1 single crochet. Once you get to the last stitch, slip stitch onto the first single crochet, chain 1 and cut off the yarn, and the edging at the bottom is done. And once you're done with the edging, once you're done with all the 4 edging, that is on the shoulder, on the 2 sleeves, and on the bottom, you're done with your top. You're going to weave in the remaining ends and then go on, rock your top. So thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the tutorial. If you've enjoyed the tutorial, leave a like, a comment, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed, hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a tutorial. Click on the thanks button to leave a gift, and see you in the next one.